Hey everyone, and welcome to your Motivation Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend, whether you were with family or doing great things with out on the pitch with your games. I hope it was fantastic. And today, I want to kick off this Motivation Monday with a little bit of a curious topic, and that is my whistle. Now, for a majority of my career, I've used this guy. Regular Fox 40 Classic. Nice, easy, simple, dependable, reliable, nice and loud. Works on almost any field that I've ever been on. But then as I got more experienced, I realized I needed to have a little bit of a different whistle in case I'm on a tournament field and I need different sounds, right? And that's when I picked up a couple of these. And these are the Fox 40 Sonic Blast. Very loud, very easy to get loud, and just a different tone, right? Great whistle. Love it. And then that brings me to this is actually my newest whistle, and it is my Fox 40 Titan. All titanium, fun whistle. Probably not the most ergonomic. Comes with this nice little paracord carabiner clip. It's got a cool factor, right? And that's about it. It's a good whistle. I like it. I use it mostly for my indoor games and such. But my favorite is this guy, the original Molten Valkene. Nice and loud, very easy to get that loud. I like the flip grip on it, makes it very intuitive to use so that I can signal with my mechanics and flip it out when I need to very quickly. But why am I talking about whistles? Because, well, one, I had several followers asking me about them. And two, the whistle is just one part of what makes a referee a referee. You have your crisp shirts, you have your socks, you have your shoes, you have all of these pieces, these tools that are going to play into how you referee, right? And certain things work really well, and certain things are maybe distractions, right? And when you start to think about great referees, it's not about this. It's about what's here. It's about what's here, right? It's the way they carry themselves. It's the way they control the match, and it's the way they engage in their communication with players, coaches, and their team. It is remarkably simple, but just like a Renaissance artist, you can put those tools in somebody else's hands and you don't get the Statue of David. You get something else entirely. Same thing with these tools for us. I won't put us on the same platform as a Renaissance artist, but it is one of those moments where when you realize that these are just tools and that no matter where you are, no matter what league you're in, those are the same tools that everybody else has to work with, right? Same exact things, but what makes the difference? And I think that's where we need to start breaking down this myth, right? That you need all this really cool stuff in order to be a great referee. You don't. A strong referee has a great whistle, has a great whistle tone. It's part of that communication piece that I think a lot of great referees have. It's part of your control. Are you letting the game develop, or are you calling every little piece of contact as a foul? Because one will kind of smother a game, and the other one will let it breathe, will let it flow, will let the game be what it wants to be, and will truly let us apply the spirit of the game with the laws of the game. When you have these moments where you're able to go through and have the necessary control, you start earning players' respect, you start having credibility in terms of your decisions and everything else. And importantly, it gives you the confidence to be able to continue doing everything that you're doing already. So, what really does make a referee? Well, I said the first one, and I've repeated it, I can't tell you how many times, and that is your confidence. It's not about being the loudest person or the always being right or anything like that, but it is about showing up and having the assurance in yourself that you know how this game is going to go and that you can have it completely and totally under control. Stand tall, back straight. You move with purpose. You are constantly in the right position or very close to the right position in order to justify and be credible in your calls. You don't have any hesitation. You don't have any you're not wavering in these decisions. You know that there's times for patience and you know there's times to be quick. Boom. Sharp mechanics. Same thing. All of it, right? And you'd be amazed, but players can really start to pick up on your confidence in how you're making decisions and how you're presenting yourself very easily and very intuitively, and they're going to be able to buy into your credibility and the credibility that you've really established with them at a much, much quicker pace. Now, some will still challenge you, and that's fine, but realistically, your confidence should override a lot of their concerns and everything from there. The next part is you have great communication. It's not just enforcing the laws, but guiding the game. It's letting the game come to its own, right? So how do you improve your communication, especially when you're out on the field? Strong eye contact. Hey, I'm talking to you. I'm not worried about all this other stuff around. I'm making strong eye contact with players or coaches. I'm making sure they have my undivided attention so that I get theirs. If you need to boil down and really address things quickly and succinctly. It can't be a conversation. It's got to be a very quick kind of thing. Simple, clear phrases. I saw it. We're moving on. Or, watch your hands. Easy. Sometimes it's as easy, especially, and I use this all the time when I'm on the line. It's I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Really easy, just to let the players know I'm here, I'm watching. That's it. Keeps it very simple, very easy. Speaking with a firm voice, but you don't necessarily need to shout. You don't necessarily need to be, escalated or anything like that. But when you do need to, you'll know where that comes from, and the players will realize that you mean business. And again, going back to kind of guiding the game and letting it breathe, right? A well-placed warning or a well-timed phrase can prevent the need for this guy, right? So you have the ability to manage the game with your personality so that you might not need to be blowing the whistle nearly as often. Finally, you have control. Control doesn't come from stopping play all the time. It comes from managing and guiding the game. This is where that football understanding starts to come in. Your game experience starts to come in. You can read the game. You start to anticipate not only the movement of the ball, but you start to anticipate potential problems. You start to read tensions in players, how they're challenging each other, and so forth. You can easily see yourself in the right position based on the play around you. You stay engaged. You're not just reacting to things going on around you, but you're being proactive to be able to prevent the unnecessary gamesmanship, the unnecessary tension, right? And you know that you can calmly, proactively, and confidently break that up. When a referee is in control and when a referee has everybody's buy-in, that credibility, you would be amazed at just how much smoother that match goes. Doesn't mean everything is sunshine and rainbows, but it means that it gets a lot smoother and it gets a lot easier. So you'll say, Mike, if it's not the whistle and it's not the close, how do we develop these? How do we get this stuff, right? If I can't spend $50 on a whistle and get everything I need to done, what do we do? Well, I've said it before and I've said it again. We got to practice. For referees, we don't get training sessions, or at least most of us don't. We learn as we go. We learn on the field, right? We think about how we need to communicate, both verbally and visually. So practice your posture. Practice running. Weirdly enough, practice running and getting into the right position. Practice making deliberate movement. Practice your side steps. Practice your posture. Stand tall. Practice your mechanics. How you're giving signals matters a great deal, right? And even though there's not really too many rules in terms of signals, in terms of you're the center referee, there's a lot of tips and tricks, and it's really easy to pick up just from the professional referees around, right? Work on your verbal presence. Players respond to a referee who speaks with purpose, but also with a little bit of kindness in there too. Instead of just blowing the whistle all the time, right? We can manage with our presence with, hey, I got it. I'm here. We're moving on. Hey, come on. You caught him. Simple things, very quick phrases that you can use in order to go through and figure out exactly what it means to be there, right? You can study game management techniques. We don't just apply the laws, we understand when and how to apply them. Okay? It's great if you can find your own match footage. I found a couple of my matches on YouTube just by accident. It's a little interesting to be able to watch yourself back and realize knowing where you were in that match and what you were thinking and then going forward. Every one of these teams these days has one of those trace cameras. They throw it up and they're able to go ahead and do it and record their games and everything. There's no reason you can't ask for the footage to that game for you to get better and learn. You can look at, if I know that I'm going to be able to get the footage, I'll take my note card and I'll write down minutes of the game that I want to go back and review, thinking that's going to be a KMI. I need to know what I did there and I want to be able to review it. It's even helpful to look at other game sequences, other games in general. Most of the time when I'm watching a professional game, I'm watching the referee. I'm watching how they manage the game, how they move. It can be a little challenging with broadcast cameras and so forth. You can't always hear what they're talking about or what they're saying. You can see their body language. You can see their movement. There's a lot to learn just from those two pieces alone. And you have to understand that even though a professional referee does something and I do something and everybody else does something slightly different, every match is going to be different. The principles of great management are going to be very narrow, and they're going to apply to every single one of those matches. So at the end of the day, the tools that we have available to us, the whistle, the uniform, the cards, the flags, the writing utensils, however you have it, right? None of it makes a difference. It's part and parcel of the kit. It's what we need. It's part of the tool bag, right? It's the same as the carpenter's hammer. When you have the confidence, the communication, and the control to be able to go through and master the use of those tools, you'll be able to have confident command of any game, no matter the level you're officiating. So this week, I think it's going to be really critical to maybe take some of this forward, right? Think about one little piece of everything that we talked about today and focus on something. Pay attention to your movement. Pay attention to your verbal presence, your physical presence. Are you slouching or are you standing up straight? Are your mechanics sharp or are they kind of lazy? It's okay. We need reminders every once in a while. No game is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Me most of all. If this helps you, I want to know. So leave your comment. Let me know what you guys are going to work on in this coming week. And I look forward to seeing you guys for What's Your Call Wednesday and for Infringement Friday. Have a great one, guys.